if you're an Aquarius born January 20th to February 18th, what can you expect for the month of December 2016? Let's tune in and find out. So Aquarians, I'm like feeling really super free in your energy for a change. I mean, there's some constriction around the heart, but it feels like in some ways there's a lot of things that have really come together. And I think you're going to see in December just a new trend happening where you actually get what you want, where you don't feel like you're always at everybody else's beck and call, where you sort of finally feel like you're controlling the energy or your destiny. And I feel like if you haven't made that shift, you're going to be making that shift this month, and you're going to see, especially in the area of romantic love, like this real ability to be able to give and receive. So talking about romance, let's look at that. For those of you that are committed in a long-term relationship, or let's just say a committed relationship, what can we expect for the month of December for you Aquarians? So it's funny, I'm laughing because I hear your partner may try and challenge you this month, but the difference is you're not going to care. You're really gonna like let it roll off your shoulders and go, okay, whatever. You're gonna let them sort of have their temper tantrum, or their fear, or their anxiety, or whatever it is, and you're not gonna feel compelled to do anything about it. You're just gonna see it, and you're just gonna love them. And that, by the way, is a lot of the influence from the new moon in Sagittarius that we'll all be under, that started November 29th and that goes all the way through the month until the next new moon in Capricorn on December 29th. So the whole month we have sort of this, carefree, enjoyable, lighthearted way that's sort of working in our life. And in your life, you're going to really notice it in the area of relationships, or you're going to feel just a lot more freedom to say what you say, be how you be, and you're not going to really, lose much sleep about it. I really feel like it's a really freeing month for you. You may find yourself cutting some, employees, or cutting off relationships that no longer work for you, and feeling like happy about it, not really grieving the relationship, just kind of going, it's time. And you're going to really feel some buoyancy with your heart, with your ability to really move towards what attracts you. And you're going to really notice more than any other month the heaviness of certain relationships and how it's no longer appropriate, or it just drags you down and you just can't do it anymore. And I can really feel it in the center of my back, pulling me backwards, right? And there's going to really feel like, not like anything's really happened, other than you shifted and go, I don't need it anymore. I'm not interested in it anymore. And I see you just kind of like putting people on notice and moving forward. And they're sort of like, what did I do? It's not what they did in that moment. It's what they've been doing for a decade, right? That you finally just like, I'm done, I'm free. So don't be surprised if you find yourself letting go of relationships that maybe you should have let go of a long time ago, or not be affected by other people's stuff, and instead just let them have their stuff and just love them through it, right? So it's going to be an exciting month for you, a really lighthearted, freeing month, more so than you've had in a while, it feels like. Now, if you're in a coupled relationship, like I was saying, I really feel like that relationship is going to give you a lot of joy, because you'll be able to see and have empathy for your partner, but you're not going to feel the need to fix it, or the need to run away, or the need to kind of like block it out. You're just going to really have more capacity just to have empathy and compassion, and to be able to enjoy them wherever they're at. Now, and what you're going to notice is that your partner is going to work through that issue, whatever it is, so much faster without you getting involved. And that's where I think I really want you to pay attention to, because when you start to see that your partner can go through a whole process in 2 hours instead of 2 days, because you didn't put your hand in there trying to figure it out and trying to help them and trying to save them and trying to and create this and create that for them, and only for it to blow up in your face and them say, why did you do that? Still turn around and blame you. When you sit back and watch and say, you'll figure it out, you'll know what to do, darling, it's all fine. I believe you. It's good. When you just come from a supportive, loving role, you're going to see them going through their stuff so fast, and you'll be able to take this dynamic and move it into next year, and you'll start to react differently to them. So this is a great training month for you to be a little more lighthearted and free, instead of having to be the one that fixes it, or to be the one that has to carry it, or to be the one that has to like terminate it because your partner won't, right? So you can be tough Aquarians, right? But you also have such this great, buoyant, creative flash of insight and brilliance. Well, this month it's going to be turned on yourself, where you'll get to see yourself letting go and not needing to interject into somebody else's experience and alter them, right? Or fix them or help them. So it's going to be a lot of fun for you. Now, let's look at those of you that are single and are interested in having a romantic relationship. What can you expect for the month? I'm sorry. So funny. I feel like Aquarians, you single Aquarians, you're going to be so happy just not being around stupid people. Just the idea that you can attract really quality, intelligent, fun-loving, creative, smart, fun people, or somebody that is very similar to you. So I really, it reminds me of like somebody sitting in a bar or a restaurant observing, like you as an Aquarian sitting back and sort of observing, instead of being in the party, you're like observing for a change, but you're observing with another Aquarian, and the two of you suddenly have this whole little orbit happening, because you took yourself out of the mix for a change. And I just see that, listen to what's going on inside of you, right? So when you're being called to slow down, when you're being called to step back, when you're being called like, no, I want to sit this one out, or no, I want to say no, take action. Because when you do, there's another dynamic that can happen in the background that can really put you with the right and perfect person at the right and perfect time. All right, so I really want you to listen to that strong intuitive connection that you have, that when it tells you to slow down or pull back, that you actually do that this month, because you're likely to really get some surprise encounters that are really positive and really fun, that you would have never had if you would have done what you normally do, which is just, jump in and do this or do that, right? Or stay busy. So there's a lot of fun to be had this month, and absolutely that can turn into a great bond and a long-term partnership for you if you want it. So just go with the flow, but with your flow. Listen to it, right? And really allow yourself to pay attention. And I think you're going to be surprised at what happens then when you change the dynamics of how you're interacting with people. Okay, let's move on to money for Aquarians for the month of December. So I feel like a lot of you are worried about money. And it may be because you've acquired another property, or you may have gone out on a limb and are planning a big wedding, or just bought a big engagement ring, or spent your savings on college, or a new vehicle, or there's just this, or even just paying bills, right? So it just feels like there's a little bit of pressure around money this month. There's a couple different things, and I see your financial board kind of like a chess piece, like you're playing chess, and you can take and maneuver some things. And so whether that means that you're selling one asset, or you're pushing a loan that you had that was due in a year, that you're doing it in 10 years instead, right? I see you being able to push back some debt. And I see you being able to receive more money in, and now whether that's a bridge loan, or whether it's a gift, or whether it's coming from earned income, it doesn't matter. It's relief is what it is. So I do see money coming in and bringing relief to you without a lot of effort, and it really feels like it's just falling out of your mouth. So it's like whatever you need, you just ask for. And I think that's the beauty of this month. I think that you're more tuned in and ask for what you need, that your needs get met financially. Now, For work, there may be some things that you are working on that you need to be quiet about, or that you're not ready for, to kind of like present to the world. I think there's money that's coming in according to that a little bit later. Now, there will be some of you, however, that get like a nice lump sum or bonus at the end of the month. It feels more like it comes from something unexpected or family oriented, or maybe a bonus at work that you weren't expecting, or maybe a surprise sale, or a refund that you didn't know that you were entitled to, or maybe something that you an asset you completely forgot about that got sold and the money comes in. I know you're like, how could that be? Believe me, it happens all the time. It really does. Anything from like, golf or country club memberships to, to something you loaned somebody and you forgot about, to, I once even had somebody forget that they owned a hotel. Right? I mean, that's like a big deal. But I brought it up and they went, oh my God, I have a hotel I can loan on, I can borrow against, right? Because when we get in these financial pickles, it's like our brain shuts off and we forget our assets and we forget where we can draw money from. So just know that if you have any sort of money concerns about something that you have to pay and next year that you're working on, work it on this month, because there's a way to make it work. So maybe you don't need the money till June. Maybe you're trying to close on a house or you've got a balloon payment or something coming up. Work it on in December, because there's money for you. There's a way to connect the dots so you have that money for 6 months from now, right? There's a way to figure it out. So just saying, work on it now because there's favorable stuff for you with it. And then the other thing is, I really just want you to enjoy yourself. Your health, it feels like you're getting vibrant. There's a better recognition going on with the mind-body connection. So you're having a better understanding of how foods influence you, how emotions influence you, how environmental toxins influence you. So I feel like you're getting a lot more information, Aquarians, about your mind, body, and spirit, and you know what to avoid. And when something comes up like, oh, there's a rash. Well, yeah, of course there's a rash because I used this dryer sheet, or I was at that hotel and I did XYZ. Not everybody's that sensitive, but a lot of Aquarians are. So I feel like you're just getting a better read on your health. And because of that, you're going to get stronger and you're going to feel more vibrant because you know what to do. And there's a lot of freedom this month. You're going to experience more freedom about being able to take better care of yourself. And even though it's a holiday of, the Festival of Lights, and Hanukkah, and you have Christmas, and you have all these, holidays out there where we can eat, drink, and be merry, I really feel like you're more tempered about it. There's, you may, okay, I'm going to have a little bit more on this night, but on this night I'm going to, be more tempered. So I see you really being able to kind of go with the flow and be a little more balanced so that you're not out of whack. And that in itself feels very good. So all in all, Aquarians, it feels like it's all in your hands this month. A really easy, can be potentially easy month for you by listening and knowing yourself and just taking action that way. And I think that it's going to really open you up to have a really good time and a lot of fun. And because you're light and easy and free, those around you are going to be lighter and easier and freer as well. All right, Aquarians, Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Thank you for viewing and watching all year long and for sharing it with your friends and pals. I appreciate it. And I hope you end 2016 with the most amazing weeks and day of your life. And I look forward to seeing you again next year in 2017. Have a happy new year, everyone.